against the Milwaukee Bucks in the semifinal playoff series. Danny Ainge in the backcourt for the Celtics. Boston's big problem has been shooting the ball by the guards. Here's Bird. And Bird has been forcing a lot of shots like that one. Wilkins.
Today, but he's hurting, as is Rudy Macklin.
They simply can't get into a running game with the Celtics, the Hawks. They've got to keep it slowed down as much as possible. Ainge, three-pointer.
That has to be a big confidence booster for Danny Ainge to come out. They started out the game the other night 0 for 14 from the floor in Atlanta. He and Gerald Henderson combined.
So a 3-0 lead for the Boston Celtics. Ainge guilty of the foul. Get out of the hands of Brownfield, and the Hawks inbound. Ainge going for the steal. Henderson slaps it away. Loose ball on the floor. Johnny Davis comes up with it. Davis blocked from behind by Maxwell. Celtics on the break. Ainge trying to bank that one. Rebound, Henderson.
Kevin Lockery is very concerned about Boston getting out to a big, quick, early lead because he just doesn't feel they have the firepower to come back on the Celtics, especially in this building.
He says that's the worst thing that could happen is Boston get out to a 12-4, 12-2 lead, as he doesn't know if his team could recover. Well, if Brownfield shoots like that, they won't have any problem. Dan Brownfield, averaging 19 per game, does everything for the Atlanta Hawks. Henderson. Well, I would say the Boston guards are starting off in pretty good fashion. 3 for 3 out of the season, a holdout dispute. Davis has it stolen. Maxwell. Henderson. McLean Parrish from 15. In position. Celtics bring it down quickly. Maxwell. Bird, Wilkins trying to stay with him, get some help. Parrish with the baby hook.
That was just a tremendous pass by Larry Bird. He had Tree Rollins on him. He pump faked, and Tree thought he had passed the basketball.
The other night, Friday night, when Bird went 4 for 18, which is as poor as he'll ever go, he had the assists and the rebounds, which make him such a great player. Macklin on the drive. Bird has been spectacular. Maxwell blocked on him by Macklin. Brownfield comes out of it with the basketball. All the way, coast to coast. And Brownfield, who is right-handed, dunks with his left hand. Tape showed they played it 2 or 3 times down the floor on Friday night, and he's going to try to expose it early. In what way?
Well, you keep the floor wide and force the team to play defense.
Maxwell, University of Georgia, to Brownfield. Shot over Bird fails, and Bird gets another rebound. Good outlet to Maxwell. Maxwell hits and he's fouled.
I'm taking about 2 or 3 bad shots, just trying to get him to calm down a little bit right now.
Davis inside to Tree Rollins. Not a bad hook shot for the big man. Tree Rollins, number 1 on the NBA SWAT team. Leading shot blocker in the league as Larry Bird buries one from outside.
Shot going because he is one of the pure shooters in this league.
Turnover situation so far has worked in favor of the Boston Celtics. Larry Bird.
Both freelance type of basketball game.
Steal by Henderson, who came out of nowhere. Missed the little hook, and McMillan comes up with it. Boy, did he come out in a flash. Just a blur to make that steal. Rollins. That turns it around nicely, doesn't it?
Well, that's a 4-point play there. The 2 that hit.
Second foul, by the way, on Henderson. Johnny Davis, who had 18 points and 14 assists on Friday night, gets his first basket. Been a great addition for the Atlanta Hawks. There's Eddie Johnson out with injury. Larry Bird answering for the Celtics. He has 7 points in the opening period.
More importantly, he's hit his last 3 shots. He struggled early, now he's hit his last 3.
Davis with a great move to the hoop. Drives it and scores. Danny Ainge is open. Dominique Wilkins behind the back pass and a beauty to Davis. Hits. Not a bad pass for a big man.
Dominique is a very exciting young basketball player who's only going to get better and better.
What a battle inside between Maxwell and McMillan. I mean, there's all kinds of shoving going on. traveling that time.
In the playoffs, you try to take everything to the basket and try to put the onus on the official to put you on the foul line.
Johnny Davis launches it from 17. Davis with 4 now.
Officials to call the contact in low and get to the foul line.
5-point lead. Davis forced that shot. Tiny Archibald. Great pass down to Bird. 2 points. Archibald with a super outlet off the long rebound to Larry. Better than any player he has ever been associated with in the NBA. And that's what he was doing right there. You saw Kevin McHale check into the lineup for the first time for the Boston Celtics. Despite the fact he's the 6th man, he is the 3rd most minutes. Great turnaround jumper by Robert Parrish. Less than 10 seconds. 32-23. Davis working that clock now to McMillan. Dominique Wilkins did not get the shot off. They waited a little too long, so the Celtics with a surge at the end of the first quarter lead it by 9 at the end of 1. Both teams shooting a lot better than they were the first 2 games. When both clubs were in the 40s, Davis tried to penetrate on Tiny Archibald. Tree Rollins, 2 for 2 with that hook shot.
Well, he has a very good jump hook if you let him get the ball in the low post on the right baseline. That's his spot on the floor.
McHale with the fadeaway. (34-25). Boston leading early in the second. Archibald inside to McHale. Another great move to the hoop by Kevin McHale. Ainge inside to McHale. Ainge with great quickness. Nice fake on Roundfield. McHale. I tell you, he fired him up.
Very nice play by Danny Ainge.
39-27 Celtics. Glenn buried it. Basket counts and a foul. Buckner, of course, the former Milwaukee Hawk. Little less than 9.5 minutes remaining in the first half. And we've got some interesting things coming up for you at halftime. McHale, clear cross court to Archibald. You talk about seeing. They're up by a dozen now at 41-29, and this guy's made a big difference. McHale missing his first shot of the game. Rebound to the Hawks, Tree Rollins. Flying down the court is Matthews. Oh, yes. Great shot. It'll go. And he is fouled. Pretty even. Atlanta turned the ball over quite a bit at the outset. McHale slapping that away, but couldn't control it. Wilkins. How about the arch he put on that one? Tiny Archibald. You've had a chance to guard him. What's it like?
Oh, you got to get in a lot of room, but he is so quick out there.
Talk about quick.
They are in a trap.
Buckner looking for help. Shot clock inside of 10 seconds. 2. Ex-Milwaukee Buck. Be interesting if the Celtics do wind up against Milwaukee. See Buckner go against his old team, and of course Dave Cowens against Boston, although he's sidelined right now with injuries. Roundfield, great fake, found the open lane to the hoop. 45-38 Celtics. Archibald into McHale. Tree Rollins trying to stay with McHale. Tiny throws one in from the corner.
Very well today.
Davis with the turnaround, a little bit short. And here come the Celtics again. Down to McHale. Tree Rollins goaltending. Oh, Lockery can't believe it. It goes as a basket for Boston to make it 49-38. Davis to Roundfield. Shot clock down to 5 seconds. Tree with a baby hook. Matthews open from the free throw line. Got to hit that shot.
And if you're going to beat the Celtics, you've got to hit those open jump shots because you're not going to get too many of them.
Maxwell, pass off to Bird. Gets Macklin off his feet. McHale. Kevin McHale has come into the ball off your bench. What a luxury. Rollins with the miss. Here come the Celtics on the fly. Great transition game. McHale with another one. What a quarter he's had. Archibald will slow it down for the Celtics. Tiny guarded closely by Johnny Davis. Dominique Wilkins is getting ready to come back in for Atlanta. Bird with a Great save. Wow. Ames with the miss. The follow is good by Maxwell.
Well, I tell you what, the play Larry Bird just made is a spectacular play. Saved the basketball from going into the backcourt, and the Boston people love it.
That's what the hand is for Bird, who picked up a ton of floor burns on that one. And that's the type of hustle you expect from Larry Bird. Davis drills one from deep in the corner. Take Bird number 1 on my all-hustle team anytime.
He's right there.
Archibald to Bird in the corner. Got around his man, Macklin. Bird has had a quiet second quarter offensively. Bird with a great pass. Ainge can't hit the shot from 20. Roundfield with the rebound. Less than 20 seconds to go in the half. Mike Glynn rides in for the layup. 10 seconds left in the first half. Archibald saw the opening off to Bird. Followed by McHale is no good to Wilkins. No basket. Buzzer went off prior to the shot. Well, an exciting first half, although it was virtually all Boston. Celtics with a 14-point cushion at halftime, leading it 59-45.
Offensive foul.
That is 3 fouls on Rudy Macklin. Celtics opening with the same 5 which started the game. Henderson with a driving hook shot. 14. Maxwell had 11. 3 players in double figures for the Celtics who come up with a steal. Henderson to Bird, 2. Can't afford to get Trey or Dan Roundfield in foul trouble. He is the first Hawk player to have 3 fouls. Buckner has 3 for Boston. Bird, 3-pointer. You think he feels confident right now? Before intermission, Parrish with the shot. Macklin brings it down. Former LSU star, number 3 draft choice. A year ago, Rudy Macklin pops one through. Shoes with their type of offense, trying to make up a 19-point deficit on Boston. Davis, great shot with another rebound. You know, Bird is amazing. He is not fast. He really doesn't jump that well.
No,
and yet he does it all.
Well, he keeps you off balance all the time.
Henderson buries one from outside. Celtics are cooking here in the third quarter. 68-50. Johnny Davis puts a move on Henderson. Bird there again to reject it. 68-50. That's the time left in the third quarter here at the Boston Garden. This is the third and deciding game of this mini-series. The winner to go on to meet Milwaukee. Rollins takes out the frustration on the basket. Here we go. Danny Ainge. Oh, a free-for-all. Coaches, officials all over the floor trying to pull them apart. It's still going on. We've got everybody on the floor involved. I thought they said the hockey game wasn't until tonight.
Well, Danny Ainge got the worst net. He's got Dan Roundfield and Tree Rollins on top of him right now. They can't get him off. Tree Rollins has got him in a headlock, but we saw that coming a while ago when Danny Ainge and Tree Rollins were getting into it. Well, you don't like to see this because, you know what? Somebody get hurt in something like this and miss the playoffs. This is not a good scene at all.
Let's see how it started. It looked like Ainge tackled Rollins, but they're still taunting each other here. This may not be finished yet. Wilkins wants a piece of somebody. The trainer, Joe O'Toole, pulling Wilkins back to the bench.
Frank, one thing I've always learned, never try to break up a guy fighting, especially big man. I did it 5 years ago with Daryl Dawkins. He punched me and split my eye open in the Portland series. If those big guys are going to go at it, you get out of the way because there's nothing you're going to do.
Ainge is leaving. Whether or not it's by injury or whether it's because he's been asked to leave remains to be seen.
I would be very surprised if Tree Rollins was not ejected along with Danny Ainge.
Well, Ainge looked like he tackled Collins. Let's take a look at it again. Here's how it started. The Roundfield flying down the floor. Then look at the elbow there on Ainge that was thrown by Tree Rollins. And now Ainge will tackle Rollins. Watch this.
Well, he was smart to go in low because Tree was going to throw a haymaker at him there. He had to get him down. Danny Ainge, baseball, basketball, looks like a nice open field tackle there also, Frank. Here's where you get hurt, though. And Larry Bird, you see Larry Bird's shoulder like that?
Take a look at it, another angle. This is a pretty flagrant elbow he threw at Ainge.
And he's retaliating for what happened.
Their seats a little bit. That got them fired up, quite obviously. Johnny Davis on the drive. Bird with the rebound. Great outlet. Down court to Parrish. Little 10-footer. Maxwell with the tip. Maxwell went to the locker room at halftime and took it. Parrish comes down with it. Henderson to Bird. Boy, they move it well, don't they? They move it so well.
They're making that one extra pass today.
He is the Iron Man of the NBA. Played in 917 consecutive games earlier this year. Brownfield with the turnaround jumper. That gives him only 8 points. 72-54. Parrish.
Right shoulder turns around and shoots that jump shot. He gives him a great dimension at center, being able to hit that outside shot.
Brownfield has found the range. They're this intense here at the start of the playoffs. Hard to believe what it's going to be when you get down to the end. Randy Smith, he can still do it. Great outside shooter, former All-Star. Because of what's happened here, the fight and everything else. Are they letting the players get away with too much? Are they asking for more?
Well, they got to be very careful because there's a lot of contact, and guys will go at it again if they let them.
Maxwell answers with a hook shot. Padding his way down the floor. 76-60. Boston, 45 seconds in the quarter. Rollins. Monster stuff by Tree Rollins. Seconds left in the quarter. Again, a 16-point advantage. It has been as big as 21. Randy Smith missing from 22 feet. McMillan with the miss. Maxwell with the outlet. 5 seconds. Tiny Archibald missed the layup as the buzzer sounds, ending the third quarter. Wild. At the end of 3, it's 78-62 Boston. Will return to the Boston Garden court. Going to the trap, looks like.
They're going to try to create some turnovers. They got their quicker guards in there right now.
Buckner starts it off with a basket. Celtics trying to use more of that clock now. Tiny open, drills it. Shading with Kevin McHale. He came up with his classic line, let him eat spaghetti. Talking about him going to Italy. Well, he didn't, and I'm sure Red's happy. Bird! When you need one, who do you go to? 22 points for Larry Bird. Rollins over McHale. You're right, he's playing a fine offensive game. 14-point advantage at 84-70 for Boston. NBA champions 2 years ago. Beaten by Philadelphia in the final game of the Eastern Series last year. Buckner called it, and you have to see it really to believe it. Well, it's a lot different than the regular season.
Yes, Boston needed this kind of game, but they don't need the injuries.
Bird. Larry Bird has 24 points. Bird is there for the rebound. Man is simply everywhere. Get into a tight situation. Bird wants the ball.
Well, he's such a relentless player. You know, he just never gives up. If he wants a rebound, he goes after it. Straightaway jump shot. That's an unbelievable shot.
Upcoming. Either New York and Philadelphia or Los Angeles at Portland, depending on which part of the country you're located in. Boston with an 11 rebound edge at 44-33. Davis drills one. Henderson. How's that for a transition game?
Well, that's the thing about Boston. You relax just a second. Johnny Davis scored, and Henderson beat him down the floor for an easy layup.
Maxwell. Again Henderson. Back to Maxwell. McHale with the foul. I believe they smell it. Davis on the three-point try. Fans love it. They're on their feet here at the Boston Garden. Next stop, Milwaukee. 96-75. Bird. Maxwell saves it again, time and time again. The second opportunity. Celtics time. Standing ovation for the Boston Celtics. With a minute 59 left to play, the Celtics are home free. 96-75. Bill Pitch, Collins.
He wanted to get his regulars out of the ball game. With 2 minutes to go, you do not want to get a player injured with a 21-point lead. So he put subs in the game, give him a chance to play and get his regulars out for injury.
Now you've got Roby in there. You've got M.L. Carr, who hasn't played at all in this series. Henderson is still in there. Scott Wedman is there. And Bradley, who hasn't played in the series.
Got a 24-shot clock violation there.
That's the time remaining in the basketball game, in Boston, with a comfortable cushion here, will win this series 2 games to 1. That's the time remaining in the basketball game, in Boston, with a comfortable cushion here, will win this series 2 games to 1. And again, will open against Milwaukee Wednesday. They'll play Milwaukee Wednesday and Friday in this building, and then move to Milwaukee for games next Sunday and Monday. And of course, if it gets down to a 7th and deciding game, it would be 2 weeks from today. Right back here in Boston. So they've got the home court advantage in that one. They're still battling underneath. Keith Edmondson, who is the #1 draft pick. Here come the Celtics. Surprised Milwaukee didn't have anybody here scouting today?
Yes, I was, because you can pick up a lot of things at a ball game like this. The calls that coaches will make, the different things that they will call out on the floor that you can't see on tape.
Well, the season is over for the Atlanta Hawks, and obviously they know it's coming. Long ride back to Atlanta as Matthews goes in for the virtually uncontested layup.
You got to give them a lot of credit, though, Frank. A lot of people felt that Atlanta, all it was a tune-up for the Milwaukee Bucks, and they gave Boston every little bit of struggle that they wanted.
And they could have won the 2 ball games, really. There's one of the better pure shooters in the NBA, Scott Wedman, former starter at Cleveland, who they picked up in a trade. Keith Edmondson answers, the rookie from Purdue, who was the #1 draft pick. 30 seconds left. 98-79. Roby sending it back outside to M.L. Carr. Carr's had some injury problems late in the season. ML is one of the gabbier guys, I guess you'd say, in the league, isn't he, when he's out on the floor?
Yeah, ML's a cheerleader. He also tries to agitate you a little bit, try to get you off your game. He'll bump you and talk to you and do anything he can to try to knock you off stride.
4 seconds, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Carr's not even looking at the shot clock. Didn't see it, and it goes off. There's the noise is so much in here that you can't hear yourself think. 10 seconds to go. Hawks inbounding for the final time this season. Matthews, 3-point try. That will do it.
To agitate you a little bit, try to get you off your game. He'll bump you and talk to you and do anything he can to try to knock you off stride.
4 seconds, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Carr's not even looking at the shot clock. Didn't see it, and it goes off. There's the noise is so much in here that you can't hear yourself think. 10 seconds to go. Hawks inbounding for the final time this season. Matthews, 3-point try. That will do it.